Kia ora, friends. I hope you guys have had an awesome week and your weekend's shaping up to be a good one as well. I am here for confession time. And actually, if you like those real life confessions, reality, no fluff, no days of our lives drama that goes with it, just the real confessions, the ups and downs of real life, then make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and tap the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss any of my funny and quirky confessions. Okay, so what is the confession, you ask? I cooked all this food. I meal prepped. I worked with Zen. We created a meal menu plan that I thought was going to be really good. We were going to really enjoy it. I spent 4 hours on Sunday meal prepping, stayed in budget, put it all in the fridge, excited to get started with my Monday, and then on Monday morning I didn't even have the breakfast in the meal plan. Can't remember what I had, but I didn't even have that. By the time Wednesday rolls around, I don't think I'd even done one dinner. I lie, I did one dinner and one lunch because I had actually cooked it on Sunday night, and that is what I had for dinner Sunday night and lunch on Monday. End of the week rolls around and I open the fridge, having had toast and takeaways most of the week. I open the fridge on Friday to find that the fridge is full of the food that I had cooked on Sunday. Not only was it still full of the food I'd cooked on Sunday, some of the food I actually really enjoyed, I'd totally forgotten I even prepared. What a fail is that? I was so grumpy with myself. Half of it I had to throw out, and I did manage to get some of it in the freezer because it was still okay, but I could have probably fed half of Africa, and I'm so disappointed that I've wasted all that money buying the ingredients, the time it took me to actually do all the meal prep and everything that could have been spent doing something else, and then I had to throw half that food out, and we still ate crappy food for the week. Ugh. On reflection, because it's been a week now, so I was so disappointed in myself that this last week there was no way in the world I was going to meal prep. What a waste of my time. And here I am thinking what a waste of Zen's time. It's like not really that he could give a crap anyway. But anyway, but I'm not going to let this meal prep thing beat me. So why did that happen? I think we have, well, my mouth likes flavours. And I don't necessarily want the flavours that are in my fridge. And sometimes I just actually want like peanut butter on toast or Marmite on toast, or tomato on toast. Anyway, I could go on about that too, but we won't. And sometimes I just can't be bothered. And I think too, quite often we will have afternoon tea on our way home, which is where we get the takeaways. And by the time dinner time comes around, we actually don't want to eat because we've had such a crappy afternoon tea that's filled us up, and I'm ready to get into work and study while everything is quiet at night time, so cooking dinner is just not my thing. I think too, in the fridge, sometimes it actually gets hidden at the back, particularly when you're on a bus or a camper, because the fridges are very small. Meanwhile, this is exactly what's going on in my fridge and my freezer. Quite often they're quite low down, so to actually get into them you actually kind of almost have to get on your hands and knees. So when you're meal prepping a week's worth of food, you have a lot of containers that you're trying to pack into a very small space, and the fridges, I don't know whether they're any deeper than normal fridges, but it feels like they're quite deep, so stuff goes right to the back. And that's where I found, some food that I really enjoy that I had forgotten I'd even meal prepped because I actually couldn't see it in the fridge until I was cleaning out the fridge to see what I had in there. Definitely my cravings that I like. When I feel like something, that's what I feel like. And I think the habit of just actually honouring that, it actually hasn't been working doesn't work in my favour whatsoever. I think another thing too, if I'm being really honest, is that I know that I am a boredom, anxiety, stress. I know when I study, I just want to eat because I don't really want to study, and I think if I can just mindlessly nibble on something like peanut M&Ms, even an apple, even bottles of water, then I'm just constantly doing something which for some reason seems to make the study a little bit more palatable for me. So I think they're probably the main reasons why it kind of happened. So in a discussion with Zen, because that's the nice thing, is that you can be rest assured that you can have a very honest discussion with no judgment, and someone that just comes back with different reasons and answers of why and how you can make these little tweaks. Is actually what my learning has been, is that, you know, I actually decided to do a meal plan. I worked it all out. I actually went and bought the groceries and stayed on budget, what for me is like another wee miracle. I also did the 4 hours with a meal prep, which actually I quite enjoyed, that level of organisation. Now, I just need to actually be able to follow through with it and maybe make a few little wee tweaks that actually makes it easier to manage that. So I think what I will try and do is build in more flexibility so that we actually do have takeaways as part of the plan, that we do have a toast night, and that I don't meal prep so much, and that I choose things that actually I can cook in 15 to 20 minutes that I don't actually need to meal prep, so that if for some reason the week does go south and I don't actually end up eating any of the meal prep, I'm not actually wasting the food. Rather, I can actually just reach in and grab an easy option, which may be like a stir fry, it may be baked beans on toast or something like that, that's just really easy to throw together. So, my confession is out. My meal prep fail. It's not something I'd normally share, but you guys are like friends, right? So I'm going to share this stuff with you. So I hope you do come along. But I do think it's important that you have your turn as well. So what's your meal prep fail? Do you do the toast? What's your go-to when things do fall apart a little bit? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know.